Salmora.com. We're here at the 101.7 The Team Studios. We just got here. Clay Guida, I just got off the phone with him. He said that he's on his way. His GPS broke, but should be here shortly. I give him directions. Hopefully you don't get lost. Show starts in about 15 minutes, so we'll see you in about 15 minutes. Got Clay Guida just arriving, hanging out. What's going on?
Directions from the
Studio website.
Here, man.
That's good. Go through the doors and up the stairs to the studio. To the left. Got in here.
Yo. Hey. Don't you hate GPS, bro? I got shit directions in the first place.
Oh, Clay, come on, man. You putting me on blast on video.
What's up, guys?
Southern Boulevard, East
Hey,
of
everybody,
Monsoon,
listening to Clay Carpenter's
Factory Direct Cigar. Discover for yourself. Or call
on ESPN, on ESPN, radio.
Factory Direct Cigars. Simply the best.
Do it one more time.
Hey, you're listening to Clay the Carpenter Guida, UFC lightweight contender, and you're listening to Fighter Nation on ESPN, radio, or
logging on to GoLobos.com. This year's home
He's
schedule.
gonna catch that
I
back.
train with guys like, Joe Daddy Stevenson, Aaron Riley, Cub Swanson, Cowboy Cerrone, Leonard Garcia. It's been a great move out to Albuquerque in these past few camps.
That's great. So,
Now, what got you started here at Jackson's? I mean, obviously you changed. I mean, what was it about the Jackson's camp that made it the right fit for Clay Guida?
It was one of those things I wanted to be around champions. I wanted to be around the best competition in the lightweights that I could find. And I had thought of a couple other camps, maybe like American Top Team down in Coconut Creek, Florida, or maybe Extreme Couture, or maybe going somewhere out in California. But I didn't see the knowledge. I didn't see the instruction that I thought Greg was going to put forward, and I didn't. My fight game isn't really jiu-jitsu, so I didn't think it was a good fit at ATT. I know there's a lot of Brazilian black belts down there, but I think my game is more takedowns, 2 ground and pound, and keep it on the feet. When I'm fighting a jiu-jitsu guy. So I felt that this was a good fit, and Greg and I had always gotten along, so it was just kind of we went hand in hand and just we hit it off great.
yeah. What's your background? Like, how did you get into MMA? And then you got that transition. You transitioned over to Strikeforce, and then to the UFC.
As a matter of fact, I started fighting by accident. My older brother, Jason Guida, he also fights professionally at 205 and heavyweight sometimes. He called me up one day. He was going to fight in the XFO, a small, not super small organization, ran by Monty Cox and Jeff Curran back home. Dan Lardy's one of the promoters as well.
That's in Chicago, correct?
Yeah, Chicago, Midwest area. Yeah. And he called me one morning. I had a background in just junior collegiate wrestling. So he's like, "Hey, you want to fight tonight?" And I had no experience whatsoever except learn how to take people down and wrestle. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, cool. Let's do it. So I went out there, and there was this kid. His guy backed out. It was just, he's a boxer / wrestler from Indiana. Adam Bass, I think was his name. I jumped in there, and just no one expected me to, go out there. They're all there to watch my brother. My mom was front row, and she's like, "What the hell is Clay doing out there?" I could see the fear in her eyes. Went out there. I just took this kid down and got his back and choked him out. I didn't know any better.
Nice.
I never looked back. I got that itch. I got that bug from wrestling again, but only you get to punch people in the face and everything too. So it was just even more intense, and I just started training from there. So I guess you could say I started training by accident. People in there at one time, and it was pretty funny because no one had any. I had a case of water. The bars were closed. We went back there, and out of 30 plus people, all we had was a case of water, which was much better for cleanup, but and everyone was pretty well behaved. Yeah. But that's all we had, man. Was some water, and everyone was.
Everyone just went to town. They were just having fun.
It was cool, yeah.
It's just the excitement of everything.
Yeah, it was a good time, man.
That's awesome. Sal, do you have anything?
Well, let's talk about your next fight. I mean, it's coming up here shortly, UFC 118.
It's going to be great.
Who's your opponent, and what you got in store for him?
3 weeks from today, man. It's,
we're excited,
August,
trust me.
Yeah, August 7th, pay-per-view, UFC 117. The headliner is Anderson Silva, Chael Sonnen. I'm taking on...
it's in Oaktown, right?
Oaktown, the ghetto.
Oaktown!
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Raider Nation, man.
Bring your
No, I'm super pumped about this one. Every fight is the biggest fight of my career. Because every opponent is tougher than the last. We're trained harder. Rafael Dos Anjos he's one of those guys that I've been watching a lot of footage on him. He came out 0-2, out of the gates in the UFC. A lot of times the UFC will cut you right there to win and get back in. But if you look, he was beating Jeremy Stephens before he got knocked out. Him and Tyson Griffin had fight of the night, which was just a battle. They were going out on the feet, on the ground. He almost submitted Tyson with that knee lock, whatever it was, and then he's won 3 consecutive fights since then. So it says a lot about a competitor. It says a lot about a person to come back 0-2 and just rattle off 3 victories against tough guys. Beating Terry Edom, Rob Emerson, and Kyle Bradley. So. His reign's going to come to a screeching halt August 7th.
There we go.
It's going to be awesome. Good kid. Got a lot of talent, a lot on his feet. Obviously, his ground game is second to none. His Brazilian black belt is, he holds that very high. And I can't wait to get in there and mix it up with a guy like him who's got a lot of momentum behind him.
That's awesome. I think Dana likes to see when Clay goes out, he puts him against the toughest guy.
Let's see, I thought we already went over how did I get my start at Jackson?
No, it's this one right here.
I'm sorry.
Oh. Sal guided you in the
I
wrong
did.
direction.
Do I have the wrong paper? My fault.
Let me see.
Here he comes, guys. Clay's looking
right
for
here.
on paper.
Wait, no.
That's a good question. And
Right
if you've been paying attention to the show,
Oh, here we go. I got you. Okay.
you're going to know the answer.
All right, all those listeners out there and avid UFC fans. Can you tell me?
Absolutely. You have the dream job that a lot of people would look forward to, especially big MMA fans. I mean, I see you at all the Fighter Nation. It's Saul, my boy Sal Mora over here.
How's it going?
We haven't got a winner, Sal, so I think we should get a winner. We have a lot of free stuff to give away. We want to give away some cigars. We want to give away some Mean One MMA shirts. We want to give away some Hooters stuff. But we got no
Clay
winners.
Guida autograph signed pictures.
Clay Guida
The question.
autograph
Let's
pictures.
just give out the question again, and just to let you know, we've got the first two fights correct, and I'll give them to you. It's Kenny Florian, Diego Sanchez, the third one. We need that third one, and it was his last fight. I'm going to give you that other clue. Tell me the last 3 people Clay Guida fought.
And he mentioned it on the show. If you've been listening to the show the whole time, Clay mentioned it. Call 994-1017. That's 994-1017. If you're listening from out of town, that's 505-994-1017. I know we're going to get a winner.
We should. I mean, I pretty much gave it away already. I gave the 2 answers. I mean, I'm about to raise my hand and win me some Mean One Keith Jardine shirts and his signature wear and stuff like that.
You know what? For this one, for the Clay one, we're going to give away an autographed picture of Clay.
Awesome.
And if you're a cigar smoker, we're going to give you some cigars. So let's see.
That's
the end of the show. We had Clay Guida, Tracy Lee. They were awesome. Me and Saul, we did an awesome job. We got calls from our bosses, AJ and Joe O'Neill, and the owners of the station, and
Producer got up
and they
here
said,
late.
they helped us out. Ray, thanks for showing up late. I appreciate that. You guys a little flustered, but it was a good show. It was a good week. I gotta thank my sponsors, Max Muscle Real Rancho, MyFighterNation.com, Salmora.com, Absolute Throwdown Fight Shop.
Thank you again, man.
Geez.
Great show.
Classic Barbershop, Coors and Irving. Let me see. Oh, High Altitude Inc. Pablo Special. Let me show you real quick. There it is. That's my logo. You see the New Mexico Zia with the octagon in it. The Pablo Special. 3 hours, $200. Give them a call. High Altitude Inc. Click on the link. It's on my page, salmora.com. I'm out until next week. Talk to you later.